I played some more WWE 2K25, and so far the game is... Fusion attempts, John Cena's wannabes cannot turn off the referee meter, my Rise crashed your game and made your console explode, I had a Royal Rumble match where everybody started eliminating themselves, and entrants stopped coming out. It was Universe mode, so I figured maybe Vince McMahon is back. Wrestlers just dipped. But like, on the other hand, you can use guys like Orton in its full potential, just like in reality, bring equality to WWE 2K25 too. Oh, and I showed my 4-year-old how to do his first finisher in a WWE video game. So, I think my son is a heel. To be fair, most issues will be fixed. I made a video giving you my first thoughts after playing the game for a couple of hours, but right now I have a lot more on my record. Weird flex. There are some things that I really didn't like about this video game, but for the most part, I was having a lot of fun. In my previous video, I said that I didn't really enjoy the third-person camera during matches, but I take my words back. I actually fell in love with this feature. You feel closer to the action, and with a certain camera angle, the moves have a lot more impact. I really love doing the high-flying spots with the third-person camera, or just in general having those different camera angles that make this game look different, and that's exactly what I needed from WWE 2K25. You feel more like the wrestler you're playing as than just being a spectator. And of course you get that feel of the arena. And you know, in some ways the game just looks a lot more beautiful that way. I love the way the third-person camera makes steel cage matches look. Instead of seeing the cage in your face all the time, you feel like you're actually trapped inside the cage. You see all the action up close, and of course jumping off the cage looks so much different and a lot more impressive that way. Special referee matches are fun with the third-person cam too. Even though you cannot turn the meter off, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, I had to get my ass beat because I couldn't stand up for myself. It was really fun being the referee, the focus is on me, and just minding my own business. And of course, chilling in the Elimination Chamber in third-person cam looks kinda cool. It's something that probably doesn't look very good while you're watching this video, but trust me, it's really fun. Manually controlling the camera, creating these almost like cinematic shots, hitting a finisher from a different angle, all of that really counts and makes this video game so much more fun. I was playing a match with The Undertaker against The Rock. You remove the straps, you're bringing in the sledgehammer in third camera with your back, all beaten up. Somebody in the comments made fun of my Nokia-like notification, and it happened again. It's also really useful while playing tag team matches. You can just spectate the match in a more fun way. It also has some really fun abilities. White powder is exactly what it sounds like. I gave Cody some, and all of a sudden he got this sudden rush of energy to give me a crossroads. I wonder if the white powder helped. Paparazzi is a fun one. You can summon a guy with a camera and he distracts your opponent, and in my case, that happened to be really helpful. Ref bumps are back, people. I believe for the first time since SmackDown vs. Raw series. Absolutely love this one. Abilities are really underrated in WWE video games. Like I've said, the paparazzi, the ref bump, the powder. You can also intimidate the referee and he'll start counting faster. This is something I really hope they're gonna expand on in the next video game. Just like I said in my previous video, Bloodline Rules match, I still believe is the biggest thing this year. It's so simple, it's just interferences, but it's so much fun. I played this one with my brother like 15 times. Unfortunately, I did not record any footage, so I'm gonna use different one. But it's absolute chaos, so much fun. The unknown of who's gonna come out to help you, who's gonna come out to screw you. It's so simple, it's so great. We played Universe mode by selecting 2 superstars. I was Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was The Rock. And in the end, at WrestleMania, you have this undisputed championship match and everybody is coming out. Not only is it fun on itself, it really works really well in Universe mode to create these interesting stories. And I can only assume if you make your allies or enemies, these are the people who are gonna come out to help you or screw you. While making the last video, I've realized I could make some really nice videos on Universe mode, create some interesting stories, and tell you a story of what happened in my Universe mode. So I'll make sure to make at least one of these. So I went back to Universe mode and tried out promos, and this is something I really hate. Instead of having a promo as a separate segment, you have to use it in rivalry actions, which is something I really hate. So in this Damian Priest vs. Randy Orton match, I had to set up a call-out promo for Randy Orton, and he called out the GOAT, Tanga Loa. I don't mind promos this year, but this was even less impressive. You basically got a cutscene of Randy Orton calling out Tanga Loa, he made an entrance, and we got the match. Obviously, he botched, had some aura decreasing moments, you already know. But I switched my controls to Tanga Loa in hopes of winning that big match. AI somewhat seems to be better in this game, they're making better decisions. If you've been playing these video games for a while, it won't be that big of a challenge, unless you're trying to set up a spot or something. In this case, I tried to botch, and I was way too focused on that, so I ate the RKO and lost the match. Unfortunately, Tangaloa did not become a star. What I mean by AI getting better is that they can really catch you off guard. It's still pretty easy to win matches, but matches seem to be somewhat more entertaining. I was really confused by King of the Ring. I was like, did they not book these matches? But then I've realized it's a tournament. I don't know if that was a feature last year, but that's pretty cool. So basically you play through every match, and in the finals you get the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring winner. So Rhea Ripley became the Queen of the Ring, and apparently she got the WWE Women's Championship opportunity. Randy Orton won the Men's King of the Ring. So I checked, and Rhea did get the match, Randy didn't. And this is also a premium live event you can set up anywhere, which is again one of the best things about Universe Mode. The calendar customization is pretty awesome. There's barely anything that WWE 2K players care more about than Creation Suite, and basically zero updates. Arena's got zero updates, no LED barricades, no new halls, no new announce tables. Creator said it's harder this year to make wrestlers, so I went to community creations. Please never change 2K players. And it seems like people are still able to create some really good looking wrestlers. I like how this Lesnar created superstar looks pretty legit, and then you zoom in on his face. Farm wasn't very kind to you, man. Creation Suite is the bread and butter of WWE video games, so I really wish they got a lot more updates. You probably heard that My Rise was broken, it would crash your game, potentially delete your save data, which is a big issue. I had to end my GM series last year because my data got corrupted, and it was never the same after that. We did recently get a patch though, and for me this mode worked just fine.
Future of WWE.
Mr. Hemorrhoids.
Big fan.
Now this man right here puts butts in seats. Just make sure not to sit for way too long. A man nobody asked for, but a man they got. Oh, it hurts. It damn hurts. People, I'm gonna make it short in case you're avoiding spoilers. This is not a My Rise video. Triple H says during the draft you're going to see the future of the WWE. Little do they know all they're getting is hemo. Roids. A former MMA champion. I like that you can actually make these decisions because then everybody interacts with you a certain way. Even though some of these choices don't really mean anything, I like the ability to choose them. For example, I got to train with Ken Shamrock, and let me tell you, brother, Roids beat the crap out of him, and I'm keeping everything a secret. This is not actually my finisher. Unfortunately, just like last year, you cannot change the camera to ramp or even third person. So everybody has big hopes for Hemo.
You feeling okay?
My ass hurts. And what do you know? I was the first draft pick. Obviously I was. But then I got attacked by some random ass dude. So then I got to talk with CM Punk, and this is my first suspicion, people. I'm telling you, this is the man who orchestrated this chicanery. I tried to create some backstage drama. He's telling me about what's gonna happen. My inner Jack Perry said, I don't think it is. Man, I was hoping for more security footage being aired on television. For whatever reason, they feel like Hemorrhoids has to wrestle jobbers. I don't know why. I didn't find it a big challenge. I just beat the living crap out of him and showed them my true finisher. After the match, I got attacked again, but finally, we know who it is. I was like, okay, CM Punk, no. It's not. I wanted some answers. All he said was, we're the future. Punk says I feel like there's gonna be more. Obviously I said it's over. Why is he such a nice guy? So I got to face D'Angelo, right? Now since this is My Rise, I don't really understand the point of objectives. I was like, are we getting a cutscene in the middle of the match? No, we didn't. I unleashed my fury on D'Angelo, and then they told me to hit a finisher and win the match, so I don't really see what was the point right here. Obviously, I won the match. Then we got this crazy-ass backstage footage of all of these NXT people attacking main roster guys. And this is where I thought maybe I should retire Hemorrhoids and actually start this over because this got me hooked. But it gets even better. As I'm getting my ass beat, we see Kevin Owens and Bayley, finally some help people. And of course, they turned on me. They're the bad guys. I guess kinda like NXT originals in a way. So this is basically the Nexus storyline in 2025 because all of these people are from NXT, they're attacking the main roster, trying to take over the WWE. Pretty standard storyline, but considering this is just the beginning of the story, I expect some cool ass shit happening. What I don't like though is that they told me to introduce my partner, which is basically another created superstar, and this reminds me of WWE 2K20, but I did it anyway, I had to. I did introduce them to Diarrhea. So in case you're avoiding spoilers, that's all I'm gonna show you. The fact that it kinda reminds me of WWE 2K20 storyline worries me, but hopefully I'm wrong. The biggest new feature of my GM is cross PLEs, which is something I didn't cover in my previous video. So I decided to book my roster, and this time around I tried to be a little bit more logical. And first of all, my GM has a crazy, weird ass issue. I like to make my draft pool custom. I make sure to keep it realistic. If it wouldn't make sense for these wrestlers to wrestle, I make them inactive. I make everybody into a specialist because I hate bothering with the roles. And then I've realized, where the hell is CM Punk? Why is it only the My Faction version? So apparently, for whatever reason, you cannot have CM Punk if you make a custom draft pool. By default, it's fine. You can still have him. So it's not him being the general manager that's the issue. Well, anyway, obviously, I picked all my champions, and for the most part, I just basically did the automated match card. Given AI knows better than me not to get all the wrestlers injured, and I was doing just fine. I was still getting my ass beat, but not by much. I was doing, honestly, just fine. And then we got the cross PLEs, and it seems like a pretty nice feature. Basically, I get to face my rivals' wrestlers. I don't see who they picked, which is kinda annoying because I picked Cody Rhodes and they didn't get the memo. But this would actually be a lot more fun if you're not playing against AI, but an actual human being. I've kinda realized, I'm not saying this game mode is bad, but as a big fan of SmackDown vs. Raw GM mode, this is just simply not for me. I like the booking aspect of it. I just don't really like the way it plays. It feels more like a phone game, way too much focus on competition and not booking in a way. It's really hard to explain. You have to be way too focused on screwing over your opponent than enjoying the actual show you're booking and trying to make it make sense. One of the most annoying things in my GM is the fact that your wrestlers get injured very easily, which is a nice addition, by the way. I like that, it's realistic, but it's way too aggressive, and for whatever reason, this year they made it even worse. So outside of using all the power cards and, trying to be competitive, playing it like a mobile game, it's really tough to actually enjoy playing your own show and playing the matches. By the way, I still wish you could actually get more stars by playing the match, getting rewarded for actually playing every single match and putting in that time. That was not the case in SmackDown vs. Raw series. And again, what they did with this mode is pretty impressive. It's just not my style. People, I have suffered through the 2K Showcase mode. Yes, I unlocked everything, well, almost everything, very quickly realizing the mode is just no fun. Nobody plays this for fun, people. Everybody's playing it to unlock new superstars and new arenas. I'm not even gonna pretend like I didn't play this on easy. Obviously I did. So the timed objectives were not that big of an issue, but still, you spend more time looking at what you gotta do and trying to hit them than actually enjoying these moments. For example, Umaga versus John Cena, right? I really wanted to enjoy this, but I couldn't. I couldn't really get into that moment, into that atmosphere, the arena, the old school wrestlers, because I was too focused on trying to unlock everything by reading what they're telling me to do in this match. The cutscenes they did are impressive, although it's still kinda crazy that the opening scene is better than anything that happens later. That is the only highlight this mode has. I felt like I was catfished by this mode, although I gotta appreciate that new Bloodline arena. Looks like SmackDown, pretty cool. And people, Road to WrestleMania didn't die for Tamina to be one of the matches in 2K Showcase mode, and it's a ladder match, people. Road to WrestleMania didn't die for this. 2K Showcase mode needs to go. When you come to a point where it's like, we're gonna put Tamina in a 2K Showcase mode, that's where you gotta say stop. So I would say for the most part, I was having a lot of fun, and like I've said, the third-person camera experience definitely changed the game for me. The game modes, for me personally, weren't my taste. Universe mode didn't get enough updates. My GM, unfortunately, is not what I would expect from my GM. Showcase mode is ass. My Rise though seems somewhat promising with different choices you can make. Not sure how much that actually matters, and is the story gonna end any different if I make different decisions. The most fun I got out of this game is actually playing with my brother, because I'm actually playing against someone who's really good, and the amount of reversals you can do, more logical spots. You probably had a very similar experience too. When you actually play games like these with an actual person, it feels like a completely different game, and all of a sudden you're not just playing this game with a straight face, you're having a big laugh, you're having a lot of fun. It turns into a different video game. But people, that's gonna be it for my WWE 2K25 review this year. I'm gonna try to keep playing the game, hopefully it keeps me entertained, and hopefully I'm gonna make some interesting content out of it. As a content creator, it's one of the most exciting times of the year for me, because every year I make this video. Me playing a WWE 2K for the first time ever. And compared to the previous videos, I believe this year we completely blew it out of the water. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. Appreciate your time, appreciate your support. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.